I'm at, where am I? Firstly, hello, it's been a while since I've actually sat down and done a video like this. Obviously all my other ones have been outtakes and university projects. And secondly, apologies for all the mess, because as you can tell I'm not at the desk I'm usually sat at. I've been having a massive clear out of old clothes, old toys, old books, and it's been really boring. I say it's been boring, that wasn't until I came across 1 or 5 boxes of old school things dating from, you know, back at 6th form all the way down to, I think, primary school and nursery. So I've got my old spelling books and all that, and it's really hard to look back on. To give you an idea about the types of stuff I have found, I found this book about bread, which I don't remember doing. There was this weird orange face thing. There was a beautiful picture of a tiger I did, although the tiger appears to not have a head. Then one of the best, what I can only think must have been some sort of self-portrait of mine, where I look more like a potato, if anything. That never made it to the fridge. And my favourite bit, no, my second to favourite bit, was this Michael thing. What is that? But my favourite part of looking through these boxes is looking at my old writing stuff, because a lot of my friends know I'm really into writing. I love writing scripts, you know, just stories in general. And looking back at my old work and old handwriting, because, I mean, if you've ever seen my handwriting, it had what only my art teacher could describe as an artistic flair, which basically means my handwriting's crap. One thing I remember struggling with was actually writing on the lines. As you can see in this book, it actually says, please try to write on the lines on every single page. And I mean every single page. Before I started writing stuff that, you know, was actually good, or at least I hope is good, there's this lovely comment a teacher did, which said, and I quote, try to reread your work so it makes sense. But anyway, that was all fun, but it got even funner, probably a word, when I found this. Yes, my poetry scrapbook. As you can see, it even says, look at my poems. As weird as it may seem, I actually think I used to be quite good at poetry back in high school, although I never really wanted to be a poet, but then again that just sort of helped me get onto my writing and the type of stuff I do now. But what I thought I'd do is actually read you my poems. These poems I think must have been, I think they were in year 2, if that. I can't remember what year exactly this was from, but it must have definitely been primary school early on, because it's got one of my friends that left midway through in it. Today I thought I would share with you some of my earliest work. Here are a collection of limericks I have written in my poetry scrapbook. I'm calling it Primary School Poetry. The first one is called The Man of Bengal. There once was a man from Bengal who was asked to a fancy dress ball. He murmured, I'll risk it, and go for a biscuit, but a dog ate him up in the hall. There's a nice little picture there as well. Ow. I'm in the bath for this one, because this one is called Tap Room. I was drunk in the what? I was drunk in the landlord's tap room when a skeleton rode in on a broom. So I squirted shampoo and showered him with glue. But he couldn't be real, I presume. I've actually spelt couldn't, C-O-D-E-N-D. Cod end. I suppose I'll have to animate some sort of fire there. There once was a man from Tyne Tees who once had a house full of cheese. When the cheese got smelly, he replaced it with jelly. That silly old man from Tyne Tees. Where is Tyne Tees? Is it a real place? Apparently Tyne Tees is the ITV television franchise for the north east of England and parts of North Yorkshire. How the heck I knew that in primary school, I don't know. The weather could have been a lot nicer for this one. My bed is a place I can read, like a sesame seed. Just read a book, and take a look. But I really hate birdseed. This is my personal favourite. There once was a mouse called Fred, who never got out of his bed. Some called him lazy, others said he was crazy. I just thought he was dead. Now you're probably thinking that they are awful, and they probably were. But little did you actually know that one of my poems did end up getting published in a book whilst I was at primary school. I'm blowing out the name of the school for obvious reasons, but our school actually ended up having loads of students' work publicised in this book, which cost me £6. I'm not spending £6 on my kids. And unlike my very early work, this one I actually thought was quite beautiful. So here it is, my most professional poem. It's called Snow Leopard. I crawled through the Arctic snow, waiting, waiting, waiting. Footsteps coming, nearer, nearer, nearer. Running to find a nearby mountain. Running, running, running. Hit with a silver bullet. Why do you hunt me down? Dying, dying, dying. Christ, that was dark!